In this video, we are building 10 schools all around the world. Over 200 million children sadly don't have access to a safe school. So I decided not only to build schools for these kids, but also feed them for years, save them from illegal child labor farms, and prevent them from drinking infected water. We don't need to film this. We got water! This video will change the life.
And there are so many children that have the opportunity, they have the capability to create something seriously excellent and magnificent, but they just don't have the quality of life to do it. They don't have opportunities. They don't have clean drinking water, but in their brain they have everything that what they will ever need.
Lives of tens of thousands of people around the world. Which brings us to our first school in Ghana.
We built this one?
No, that's the old school. You think I would build that?
No.
You know what that means, Chandler? Let's tear down this rust bucket of a school. Oh, keep punching. This school is so dangerous that it was actually ordered by government officials to be torn down. Get out of here! Who's ready to see the new school? Don't check out your new school. Go have fun. What do you guys think of it?
Mr. Beast can do anything he wants. He has such a big following and he has so much money. He can do so much good. He can literally do any video idea that he wants. It's crazy to think what kind of following he's built. Well, how many subscribers does he have? 468 million. Half of a billion. That's what, like 1/16 of the whole population of the earth. That's crazy.
We're also within walking distance, building them a brand new well. I love seeing them all this happy. Let's keep building schools! And that's only the start of all the lives we are going to positively impact. Now, unlike the last school, this one doesn't need to be torn down. Yeah, I can take that, yeah. So we're gonna completely refurbish it. It's crazy to think that over 250 kids go to school here in these conditions. I knew I had to go all out for them. Step one is repainting the walls.
Oh, I get it. You're leaving the short parts for me.
Yes. Why do you think you're here, babe?
I understand my role.
New ceiling, new walls, new floor, like brand new. And not only did we fix their old classrooms, but we built them 2 brand new schoolrooms that the kids have never seen before. Come on in. This is their first time seeing their brand new classroom.
Imagine being a kid in Africa, not having water to drink and food to eat, and just Mr. Beast coming and building you schools with everything you need to have like some degree of education. That must be a life-changing moment.
Go check it out. Oh my gosh, look how excited they are. I was not lying when I said over 250 kids go to school here, and now they have 2 brand new classrooms that they can learn in. What do you guys think of the new classrooms? Yeah, they're so happy. Here, let's go inside. Yeah.
We are very happy of it.
Yes.
And we are proud of you people.
Yes, let's go. Some of these kids have never played with a toy in their entire life, and they are having so much freaking fun.
Bro, that's crazy. How can a child not play with a toy ever, bro? Yeah, these kids are... I feel so bad for these kids.
Just hanging out and messing around. Not only will school attendance go up, but they're also going to have way more fun. I'm so happy we did this project. The principal told me that those 2 teachers spend 1/3 of their salary on getting to work and up to an hour a day driving to the school, which obviously is very brutal and not
An hour every single day just driving?
sustainable, and why Joseph and Emmanuel, take off your blindfolds and look at your brand new home.
Whoa! No way.
Come on inside. Come check it out. Look at this bad boy. Yes.
All this for us.
You guys aren't sharing this apartment. Yeah. This is your apartment. Come with me.
Wow.
This is your side. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you guys for being great teachers. And we didn't stop here with these apartments. When we first got here, I noticed something I just couldn't ignore. We don't need to film this. For over a decade now, this river is where the entire village gets their water from. And nearly 80% of their population, including kids, have parasitic worms in their intestines, which literally breaks my heart. That's why we
No, that's messed up. That's messed up.
drilled them a brand new well, not only for the school, but for the hundreds of people in the surrounding community. You know what that is?
That's fresh water.
The schools now have clean water to drink. We also built bathrooms so they no longer have to pee and poop in the woods. And we built sinks over here that gets water from their brand new well. And we even built a kitchen. We are going all out for this school. Come on in. This kitchen has everything they'll need to provide school lunches every day. I wanted to tell you guys, every single school day for the next 5 years, we're gonna give all the students a free lunch.
Wow. I'm short of words. I don't even know what to say.
Pick a date anywhere
Nah, bro, Mr. B is such a wholesome person, bro.
on this calendar.
2030?
May of 2030, we will give them free meals.
Gonna do that? Just like that?
Just like that, it's covered.
I'm super excited.
Yes.
This is great.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell them.
Yeah, go tell them, go for it.
I'm gonna tell them.
All right.
For the next 5 years, they are going to feed all of us every day. Jimmy, yeah, you know that.
Shout out to the Rockefeller Foundation for helping us out with such a worthy cause. You guys don't have to chant my name. Thank you. You don't have to. We actually spent over $500,000 on this compound right here. Not including any other schools, just here. And
$500,000.
we're not done. That figure is going to cross over $1 million by the end of this year, just into developing this school and the community around it to, better the lives of the kids and the teachers. The structures we built will impact generations to come.
Honestly, that's not a lot of money. If you're changing like the lives, I don't know how many people are in that village, like 500 people. You're changing the life of 500 people or 750 people for $1 million. That's worth it.
And it's kind of funny because we built so much here that they actually named me the Chief of Development.
Jimmy, when you say you do it.
You didn't have to go this above and beyond, but thank you. This is our next school. And kids, can you please leave? I need all of you to just get out of here because you see, this building we were in is older than me. And the roof could collapse on them while they're just learning, which they learn here every single day and is completely unacceptable. So as you can see, we are going to start tearing down this school because I don't want these kids to be killed while learning. I mean, that is literally one of the most tragic things that could ever happen. Which is why we replaced our old school with this brand new 2-story school. With the school now doubled in size, over 300 children can now attend this school that has 8 massive, fully furnished classrooms.
Thank you, Mr. Bean, for caring for our children.
Also, right beside the brand new 2-story school, built a well powered by solar panels with a water storage facility. And this water isn't just for the school, it also is for
Dang, congratulations, Mr. Beast. You really outdid yourself, man.
the 1,000 people that live in this community around here. We're not here to check boxes and build schools. We're here to fundamentally change the lives of the communities. Providing a safe school for these kids means they're not forced into illegal child labor, which is Feastable's mission and why we pay all our farmers a living income reference price while auditing and remediating child labor on our farm. And also why we build schools in 11 different communities for the children of Ghana.
Thank you.
But child labor isn't the only problem we're fixing. This next school is so run down, it's nearly impossible for the students to learn. This is what their old classrooms look like.
When it rains, it floods.
Really?
Yeah, and then the water also gets in, so it's very muddy when it's raining.
So over the next several
What? Imagine going in a classroom and just standing in 10 centimeters of muddy water. That's messed up.
months, we built them an entirely new school from the ground up. The last of the 7 classrooms is now done. Let's see what the kids think. Come on in! No joke, none of the teachers have let any of these kids in. This is the very first time they've ever been inside.
It looks like they're excited for their new classroom.
They are loving the new school. This is why we're doing this video. And we didn't just build them a brand new school, including providing each of the classrooms with brand new desks, but also 8 months ago, we built this kitchen for the old school that was here. And every single school day for the next 5 years at this school, we are giving every student free food.
We're gonna need more classrooms, Jimmy. There's gonna be more kids wanting food.
Well, that's why we built 7.
We just did that.
Yeah.
What?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Let's go to the next school. This is a school feeding program that we actually set up a year ago. And here we are a year later, and the school lunch program is
Oh yeah, I watched that video. That was a nice video, man.
still in effect. Every single school day, the kids are getting a free school lunch. And because of our meal program, school attendance has gone up 10% and climbing. And when I saw the state of these classrooms during that video, I knew we had to do something. Which is why, of course, we hooked them up with a brand new school. And we didn't just build these students one classroom, not 2 classrooms, not 3 classrooms. We built them 10
What? I was expecting like 5, not 10, bro.
classrooms. And all 10 of these combined is just one of the 10 schools we're building in this video. Let's see
What?
what the kids think. Are you ready to see your new classroom? Follow me.
Wanna come see it?
Look how excited they are to see their new classroom. New class, new class.
New class! New class!
They're grabbing my hand. Oh, come on in. If it weren't for the school that we just built, these kids would go to school every
Bro, I can't imagine the joy Mr. Beast is feeling just watching those kids' reactions, bro.
day in fear of their own classroom. And I'm just so happy that that's no longer an issue these kids have to worry about. You guys like the new classroom? Love it. You guys gotta stay in school. I built this just for you guys. But there's so many other students around the world that don't even have a school themselves. And we're gonna build the first high school this town has ever had. This entire town has to share one school from middle school all the way through high school. Their principal
What? That's crazy.
is forced to work out of her car, and we're here to build them a brand new high school. And we start by building each individual wall and linking them together.
I was picturing building schools. I didn't think it would be this. I thought it'd be like a hammer and a nail or something.
Okay, one wall down. Wall number 2.
Let's go.
There we go.
Wall number 3.
This school is coming together very quickly. Well, the outline.
But how efficient can that be?
Still gotta pour concrete in there. We're building nice schools, trust me. Let's lock it in place and bring in the roof. Now me and 50 volunteers are just gonna throw the roof on the school.
Some might call it raising the roof.
I'll give it to you, that was good.
Thanks, man.
That was good.
Oh, they're going. Oh, okay. I'm not even touching it. No, it's not tall enough.
Allá.
Hey, okay. So now as you
Bro, how is Nolan not tall enough? I always saw him as a very tall individual.
can see, we have half the roof, now we just gotta do the other side. We look like we're about to go to war.
Here they come. Ready?
Oh, God. This thing is heavy.
Second roof is up.
We did it. This next gen of building material will be filled with concrete, making this school stand strong for generations. And while the boys began reinforcing the walls with concrete, I had one more surprise for the most important part of the school. You were the principal of their old school, and I heard that for the last decade you've worked out of your car.
Sí, desde mi coche tengo mis documentos porque no tengo un espacio propio.
So right next
For a decade? And she didn't quit? Wow.
to the brand new school, we built her very own office.
Es tu nueva oficina.
Gracias. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, me van a hacer llorar. Gracias, Jimmy.
No problem.
Bro, if Mr. Beast built me an office and I was a principal, I would fucking cry, bro. I would cry my eyes out.
No more working out of your car. You now have a brand new office with your brand new school. But this school can't be considered complete without one last surprise. We also made you guys a brand new soccer field. Go, 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 go. Shout out to Televisa Foundation for helping us build this. Anyways, let's go build more schools.
There's a better soccer field than my school has.
And the next schools we're building might be the hardest of them all the way in Ecuador. Imagine living so far into the jungle that you're left to fend for yourself. Well, that's the reality for these next 2 schools. And because they have no help this far into the rainforest, we're doing everything it takes to get there.
We had to take 2 plane rides. We're now on a 3-hour boat ride. Then we have to off-road for an hour and a half.
And when we arrived, we learned how the rain prevents these kids from learning.
No podía dar clase cuando llueve y es imposible.
Tin roofs make it absolutely impossible to hear anybody in here.
Students, they cannot learn anything without proper conditions.
How high do the waters get?
It gets above your needs.
Forget about learning. That's just dangerous.
So
What? To your knees?
we got to replacing the old weathered schools with 2 brand new elevated schools specifically designed to ensure all the students are safe from the rain.
More than 50 kids now are able to come back to school with better conditions.
¿Los niños están contentos?
Of course they're happy, man.
To welcome the hundreds of students these schools will educate over their lifetime, we replaced their dangerous wooden bridge with a much safer metal bridge.
Now these kids don't have to be in fear every time they go to school.
And now that these kids have a fun place to learn, we're off to help others do the same all the way in the United States.
Oak Creek Academy is a school for students that have neurodivergent needs. Try to provide different opportunities for them to grow and excel in a safe space.
How's it going, everybody? And the best place for this
The teachers in those schools are like the best people ever, bro.
group of students to learn isn't inside the classroom, but rather outside the school. Data shows that neurodivergent kids learn better outside in the wilderness than when they're cramped together inside a room. Which is why I teamed up with Lowe's to build the perfect learning center for these kids. Everyone you see wearing red.
Mr. Beast can just ask any company for a collaboration, and every single company will say yes. Because what do they have to lose? They have everything to gain.
Works for Lowe's and is volunteering on their own time to give these kids a space where they can learn and excel.
How is building this place going to help with the kids?
This is going to become a new type of environment that they currently don't have, where they have permission to play with nature.
So basically, this is like an earthly version of a playground.
Yeah.
In a previous video, we talked about how Lowe's wanted to make 10 million square feet of impact, and they actually crushed their goal. And this year, they're actually committed to over 2,000 projects of impact and more than 200,000 volunteer hours nationwide.
Bring in the moon!
My bad, I missed slightly, my bad. I did that on purpose. Helping people has been a part of Lowe's DNA for over 100 years. So I want to say thank you so much, Lowe's, for being a partner with us and just your commitment to doing good all around the world.
We got ourselves a playhouse.
I hope they really like that, because it's heavy. If you want to learn more, scan this QR code or click the link in the description, and you can see how you can get involved. And after putting the finishing touches on the rest of this learning center, it was finally time to bring these children to their new classroom.
The kids are just so excited. What a gift. It's just way more open, way more natural, and just provides way more opportunities for imagination and creativity.
These children, imagine how happy they are, man.
Thank you, Mr. Beast. Come here, Mr. Beast.
And for our final school, we're headed to India, to a school so overcrowded that hundreds of eager students don't have enough room to learn.
We did not have our own classroom.
So, I mean, with over 400 students, how many classrooms do you guys have total? 6 classrooms.
Wow. 6 classrooms for 400 students. That's like 80 students per classroom. Oh my God.
Okay.
So we built them this brand new 3-story school. And because many of these kids have to walk over an hour in the dark on busy and dangerous roads just to get to school.
We're gifted a bus.
That's right, we bought them their own school bus.
So I'm very happy that
But one school bus, there's 400 students. Every single one that has a home, how is one gonna be enough?
my students, especially the girls, will come safely.
All right, guys, we're going to your brand new classroom. Are you guys excited? Yeah! I'm excited too! Let's go! Yeah!
Students, they also we are very excited to go on our new school. So I am very thankful for the UA Foundation. They have given such a huge building to us.
I just wanted to say that I'm not the best with this kind of stuff, but from the bottom of my heart, oh, we got a little munchkin right there. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you. We wouldn't be able to change these kids' lives.
He's not the best at this stuff. I think he is the best at this stuff, bro.
Teachers' lives, the entire community's lives were changed because you guys watched these videos and allowed us to do this. You're why we can spend over $3 million building these 10 schools, which over time will teach over 18,000 students. You're why we could build wells to provide fresh drinking water and make it safer to get around with buses and bridges, helping these communities.
Not having water is crazy.
Not just for now, but for generations to come. I hope this is just the beginning. Like, I have big ambitions, and I hope throughout the history of the Mr. Beast channel, we are able to save and change millions more lives. And so I'm just very grateful for all of you that watch the videos. Thank you.
Yeah, he definitely already changed millions of lives. 100%. Imagine how many millions of kids are... It's... You can't even put it into words.
So much. Huge thanks to our partners at T-Mobile for helping make this video possible, and for the incredible work they do in education, connecting students through their Project 10 Million program.
Damn, that was a great video, man. That was a great video. Okay, next up is the most extreme things humans did to survive. Okay, I don't want to see the preview.
Blue John Canyon incident. On April 26, 2003, 27-year-old Aaron Ralston biked 15 miles into the remote canyonlands of southeastern Utah, planning an 8-hour solo hike through Blue John Canyon. The experienced mountaineer and mechanical engineer had quit his corporate job to pursue his passion for climbing. That afternoon, while descending through a narrow section of the Slot Canyon, disaster struck. As Ralston climbed down from...
He went alone? Oh my god, bro. That's like the first step of climbing.
a suspended boulder, it
You have to go with someone.
suddenly shifted, first smashing his left hand and then crushing his right hand and wrist against the canyon wall.
Oh my fucking god.
The 800-pound chalkstone had him completely pinned 100 feet below the desert surface and 20 miles from the nearest paved road. Ralston had broken his own first rule of solo hiking by not telling anyone where he was going. With
Yeah. At least let someone know, bro. Oh my god.
only 350 milliliters of water and 2 burritos, he knew rescue was unlikely. For 3 days, he tried everything to free himself. He attempted to chip away at the boulder with his dull multi-tool.
He was stuck down there for 3 days? Imagine being... Oh my god, bro. Imagine having your hands crushed between a boulder. Oh my god. That's like your worst nightmare.
Knife, but barely made a scratch. He rigged a pulley system with his climbing rope, but couldn't budge the massive rock. As his
No way he's pulling that, bro. Unless he's Superman, no way.
water ran out, he was forced to drink his own urine. On the 4th day, convinced he would die, Ralston carved his name, birth date, and presumed date of death into the canyon wall. He videotaped goodbye messages to his family, preparing for the end. But on the 5th day, something changed. Ralston had a vivid hallucination of himself playing with a future child while missing part of his right arm. This vision gave him the belief that he would live. When he woke on the 6th day, his trapped arm had begun to decompose. Desperately, he realized he could break his radius and ulna bones using torque against the boulder. He snapped both bones, then began the agonizing...
Oh my fucking god, bro. Imagine cutting off your own arm. And you can't even do it quickly. It's probably a small pocket knife, so you have to go... Oh my god.
hour-long process of amputating his own arm with the dull 2-inch knife. He cut through skin, muscle, and tendons, using the pliers on his multi-tool for the tougher tissue. Using tubing from his camelback as a tourniquet, he carefully managed the bleeding. Once free, Ralston's ordeal was far from over. He rappelled down a 65-foot wall with one arm, then hiked 7 miles toward his truck. After walking for hours, he encountered a Dutch family on vacation who gave him water and alerted authorities. A helicopter picked him up just 4 hours after his self-amputation. Ralston had lost 40 pounds and
40 pounds. Oh my god, but props to this guy. Props to this guy.
25% of his blood volume, but he was alive. The incident later inspired the 2010 film 127 Hours that captured what it meant to endure 6 days alone in a canyon
I have to watch that.
and brought international attention to Ralston's survival. The real story, however, remains one of the most extreme self-rescue cases ever documented. Ciula Grande Incident. On June 6, 1985, 25-year-old Joe Simpson and his climbing partner Simon Yates reached the summit of Ciula Grande, becoming the first to successfully climb the previously
God, it's so dangerous climbing mountains. So fucking dangerous.
the unclimbed west face of the 20,814-foot Peruvian peak. But their triumph quickly turned to nightmare during the descent. The pair chose to descend via the treacherous North Ridge in deteriorating weather conditions. On the 4th day, while navigating a steep ice wall, Simpson fell and landed awkwardly, crushing his tibia into his knee joint and shattering his
Oh my god, bro.
right leg. With no hope of helicopter rescue in this remote location, Yates made a desperate decision to try lowering Simpson down the mountain using their 2 150-foot ropes tied together. The system required Yates to dig a snow seat and lower Simpson 300 feet at a time, then down climb to repeat.
What that guy is a real friend, bro. That guy, oh my god, bro. Lowering somebody 300 feet at a time. Damn, that's a real human being.
The process. For hours, This agonizing method worked as they descended approximately 3,000 feet. But as darkness fell,
So you had to do it 10 times. Damn.
And a blizzard struck, visibility vanished. Yates unknowingly lowered Simpson over a cliff edge, leaving him dangling in space above a deep crevasse. Simpson couldn't climb back up the rope, and Yates couldn't pull him up from his precarious position in soft snow. For over an hour, Yates held the rope as Simpson hung helplessly below. Finally, feeling his own anchor failing and knowing they would both die if he was pulled from
An hour? Imagine hanging somebody for an hour and you can't pull them up and you know that if you let them go, they're dead. What do you even think about in that situation?
the cliff, Yates made an impossible decision. He cut the rope. Simpson fell deep into a crevasse, crashing onto an ice
No way he survived that, bro.
bridge. Miraculously, he survived the fall, but found himself trapped in what he thought was his tomb. The crevasse was a bergschrund that could be 50 to 500 feet deep. Instead of waiting to die, Simpson made another desperate choice. He descended deeper into the darkness, hoping to find a way out rather than slowly freeze to death on the ledge. About 70 feet down, he discovered a slope of unconsolidated snow at a 65-degree angle that led to daylight. Using his one good leg, he made hopping jumps to climb out of the crevasse, but his escape was only the beginning. Simpson spent the next 3.5 days crawling and hopping 5 miles across the glacier and rocky moraines.
What? What? How did he even survive 3.5 days? What the fuck did he drink? What did he eat, bro?
Back to base camp. Without food or water, delirious from pain and exhaustion, he dragged himself through the night.
Well, frostbite is a serious problem in this situation.
Driven by sheer willpower. Hours before Yates was scheduled to abandon base camp, Simpson's desperate cries were heard. He had made it back from the dead. The jungle nightmare.
Wow. Imagine the feeling he got when he saw that person. Oh my god, that must have been such happiness.
In early November 1981, 22-year-old backpacker Yossi Ginsberg set off into the Bolivian Amazon with 3 companions, seeking adventure in one of the world's most dangerous jungles. The group included Marcus Stam, a Swiss teacher, Kevin Gale, an American photographer, and Karl Ruprechter, an Austrian who claimed to be a geologist. Ruprechter promised to lead them to a remote indigenous village rich with gold. After days of difficult jungle travel, the group discovered that Ruprechter was not really a geologist, but a con artist with no jungle experience.
Why would you fucking lie about that? Why would you fucking lie about that? Oh my fucking god, these people are retarded, bro. If you go into a dangerous forest, oh my god, and their lives are in your hands. If you can find yourself, oh my god, bro. If you can find yourself out of that jungle, you're dead. And those 5 deaths are on you, bro.
They decided to split up, with Ginsberg and Gale building a raft to navigate the dangerous Tuichi River back to civilization.
I don't think splitting up is a great idea. I think staying together is very important in that situation.
Happened next changed everything. The makeshift raft hit rapids and was swept toward a waterfall. Gale managed to jump to shore, but Ginsberg and the raft went over the falls. Alone and lost in the Amazon with no supplies, map, or survival training, Ginsberg began a 19-day nightmare that pushed him to the very edge of human endurance. During his first week alone, Ginsberg survived on whatever he could find. He foraged for wild fruits and eggs from bird nests. He waited beneath trees for monkeys to fall so he could eat them. When he found a small puddle of water, he drank until his stomach couldn't hold more. The jungle was merciless. Swarms of fire ants covered his body, and he...
Oh my god, the insects, bro. The snakes. You can't even sleep normally because everything is just crawling on you.
Pulled them from his eyelids, ears, and hair as blood seeped through his skin. Army ants attacked him one night while he slept, tearing at his flesh through his mosquito net. Termites bit him constantly, and a fungus infection left his feet bloody with oozing pus. On the 6th night, a hungry jaguar stalked him in complete darkness. Without fire or weapons, Ginsberg could only pray the big cat would move on. As days passed, he began hallucinating from hunger and exhaustion. He lost all sense of direction in the endless green maze. His feet rotted from constant moisture, and leeches attached themselves to his body. Ginsberg faced attacks from wild boar and the constant threat of venomous snakes. At his lowest point, he ate insects, lizards, and raw bird eggs to survive. Finally, on the 19th day, Ginsberg encountered Kevin again, who was traveling with local helpers searching for him. Ginsberg was found on the brink of death, weighing barely 100 pounds and suffering from severe malnutrition
100 pounds?
And infected wounds. The Everest resurrection. On
Bro, how did that guy survive? No way.
May 25th, 2006, 50-year-old Australian mountaineer Lincoln Hall achieved his dream of reaching the summit of Mount Everest after a previous failed attempt in 1984. But his celebration was short-lived. During the descent from the 29,029-foot peak, Hall began showing signs of severe altitude sickness. At 28,200 feet, he developed high-altitude cerebral edema, a life-threatening condition that caused dangerous swelling in his brain. The illness
Oh my god.
made him confused, disoriented, and combative. His Sherpa guides tried for hours to help him descend, but as nightfall approached and their oxygen supplies dwindled, Hall became unresponsive. Expedition leader Alexander Abramov made the heartbreaking decision to order the guides to leave Hall on the
Yeah, these two guys have no choice. They can't do anything. They have to leave him. I mean, if someone is, their brain is swelling up and they're unresponsive, you can't just help them get down an 8,000-meter peak. You have to go get help.
mountain and return to camp to save their own lives. At 28,540 feet, just below the summit, Hall was pronounced dead. A statement was released to the media, and his wife Barbara was notified that her husband had perished on Everest. But Hall wasn't dead. Through the freezing night, with temperatures plunging far below zero and howling winds, he lay unconscious on a narrow ridge above an 8,000-foot drop. Wearing inadequate gear for the conditions, Hall somehow survived 12 hours in conditions that should have killed him within minutes. The next morning, as an American climbing team led by Dan Mazur made their own summit attempt, they were shocked to discover Hall sitting cross-legged on the summit ridge, very much alive. When Mazur approached, Hall looked up and said calmly, "I imagine you are surprised to see me here." Though still confused and hallucinating from the brain swelling, Hall was conscious and able to speak. Mazur and his team immediately abandoned their own summit bid, knowing they had only one chance to save Hall's life. They gave him oxygen, warm clothing, and food, then began the dangerous process of helping him descend. The rescue required enormous sacrifice from Mazur's team, who gave up their only opportunity to summit Everest. Hall was eventually evacuated by helicopter from a lower camp and survived, though he lost the tips of several fingers and a toe to frost.
Oh my god, bro.
He credited his survival to his study of Tibetan Buddhism and an unshakable will to live. Sahara Marathon Incident. On April 10, 1994, 38-year-old Italian police officer Mauro Prosperi lined up with approximately 80 other runners at the start of the Marathon des Sables, a grueling 156-mile ultramarathon across the Sahara Desert in Morocco. The former Olympic pentathlete had trained for months, running 25 miles daily while deliberately reducing his water intake to prepare for the brutal conditions. On the fourth day of the race, during the longest 57-mile stage, temperatures soared to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. At 1 p.m., after passing the third checkpoint, Prosperi was maintaining a strong seventh-place position when an unexpected sandstorm struck. The blinding storm completely disoriented him, and when it cleared hours later, Prosperi could see no other runners or race markers.
Oh my god, they should keep GPS trackers. They shouldn't just let people run, and they should have a GPS tracker with a button an alert stating where they are. This is not smart.
He was utterly alone in the vast Sahara. For the first 2 days, Prosperi rationed his remaining water to half a bottle while walking during cooler hours to conserve energy. He ate only one energy bar, trying to make his food last. By day 3, dehydration was setting in severely. He was forced to drink his own urine to survive. On day 4, desperately searching for shelter from the scorching sun, Prosperi discovered a Marabout shrine, an ancient stone tomb. Inside, bats hung from the ceiling. Using his knife, he killed and ate the bats raw, drinking their blood for moisture.
Oh my god.
As his condition worsened, Prosperi wrote a goodbye note to his wife on the tomb wall and attempted to take his own life by slitting his wrists. But his blood was so thick from dehydration that the wounds wouldn't bleed enough to kill him. When he woke up alive, Prosperi found new determination to survive. He set off again.
Yeah, if you survive that, you're not dying. You're gonna find every single way that you can to survive.
Into the desert, licking dew from rocks at dawn and hunting for insects and lizards to eat. He buried himself in sand at night to stay warm as temperatures plummeted. On day 8, he found a tiny oasis with a puddle of fresh water and drank until he was full. On day 9, barely conscious and weighing just 99 pounds, Prosperi was found by Algerian military authorities after wandering 180 miles off course and unknowingly crossing the border from Morocco into Algeria. Doctors said his liver had nearly failed, and he required extensive intravenous rehydration to restore his body.
Hi, did you just move here? Are you looking for a good way
And he
to meet your new
survived
neighbors? Well, come to church with us, and we'd love to show you.
The blackface incident. On May 10, 1996, Texas pathologist Beck Weathers joined a commercial expedition led by renowned guide Rob Hall, attempting to reach the summit of Mount Everest. Weathers wasn't a professional mountaineer, but he was an experienced climber who had turned to extreme adventure to cope with severe depression. What he didn't anticipate was how the high altitude would affect his vision. Weathers had undergone radial keratotomy eye surgery 18 months earlier, and as the team climbed higher, his eyesight deteriorated rapidly. By the time they reached high on the southeast ridge near Camp 4, Weathers was effectively blind. Unable to continue safely, Hall instructed Weathers to wait there while he guided another client to the summit, promising to return for him on the descent. But Hall never came back. While assisting another climber, Hall became trapped high on the mountain and later died. As a massive blizzard struck Everest, Weathers and several other climbers became lost and disoriented just a few hundred yards from the safety of Camp 4. When guide Michael Groom tried to lead the group back to camp, the storm's fury made navigation impossible. The group huddled together for hours as temperatures plummeted and hurricane-force winds battered them. By the time there was a brief break in the storm, Weathers had been so weakened by exposure that he and 4 others were left behind while stronger climbers went for help. That night, Weathers lay in the snow, slipping deeper into a hypothermic coma. A fellow guide found him the next morning, but determined he was too far gone to save. Weathers was officially left for dead. His condition was so—
Bro, why would you— what? Oh my fucking god, why would you do that? Why would you do that, bro? If you see someone late, you could at least try, bro. Oh my god.
grave that his wife Peach received a phone call in Dallas informing her that her husband had died on the mountain. But 15 hours after being abandoned, something remarkable happened. Weathers regained consciousness. Despite being severely hypothermic with massive frostbite covering his hands and face, he somehow found the strength to stand up and stagger toward Camp 4. When he stumbled into camp, his teammates were shocked. His face was so blackened and swollen from frostbite that they barely recognized him. He was left for dead a second time when another storm collapsed his tent overnight, and fellow climbers again assumed he had died. But once more, Weathers proved them
Oh my god, bro. People are
wrong. The next morning, rescuers found him still breathing and organized one of the highest altitude helicopter rescues at the time. Nepalese pilot Lieutenant Colonel Madan Khatri Chetri flew his aircraft into the deadly thin air twice to evacuate Weathers and another critically injured climber. Weathers survived, but paid a terrible price. Frostbite forced the amputation of his right hand, all fingers and thumb on his left hand, parts of both feet, and his nose. Yet he considered himself lucky to be alive.
Oh my god, what kind of life is that?
Crediting thoughts of his family with giving him the will to survive against impossible odds. If you'd like to see more stories like this,
that was a great video.